Yesterday I made a video doing the AFE rear differential pan, which was full of people responding about how it doesn't work. Look at this test Gail did, blah 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 blah, whatever. I got it because it looks cool, and until you do a test on that specific product, you have no idea whether it works or not. So today, like I said, AFE oil pan, which is the 2-quart deeper pan. There is obviously ribs on the bottom to increase the surface area for cooling. I don't really know what the ribs on the inside are for, other than to help direct the oil towards the back to drain. Not really sure if there's a purpose there, or whether that purpose is to increase the surface area on the inside in order for heat absorption. Not sure, but that's getting changed today. I'm pretty positive it came with bolts and stuff, which I no longer have. Then I have some Rotella T6, and then I have some of this, which I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people commenting about how this doesn't do anything or whatever. Also don't care. And then obviously Wix oil filter, and a completely clean drain pan, because the oil that is coming out of this is going to be sent out to be tested. And then the drain pan will be clean, and then the next oil change will be tested, just to see if there's any type of, I don't know, changes, differences, or anything at all. Alright, so first step, like normal, is get underneath here with an oil pan or drain pan and change the oil. This is a 13 mil, which is super freaking, not really tight, but just kind of resistant. Well, I'm also using my left hand, and the stupid brace underneath here is in the way of my shoulder. All right. 13 millimeter. I use this set of snap-on wrenches with the double ends, 13-15, so it's a 13 mil. Man, I think my gloves are a little slippery. I'm just trying not to drop this nut, whatever you want to call it, inside this pan here. So here it is right here. So we're going to drain this oil out, and then from there, after it's draining, there's that. So it's going to drain the oil, and then from there, once the oil's drained, we can start working on the lower section of the pan here, which there's a 10 millimeter there holding the tranny lines on, and then 8 millimeter bolts all the way around. I think the 8 mils are a little small in my opinion, but whatever. From there, the oil pan should slip right out. If it doesn't, then we will be taking the skid plate off and that lower bar across there that holds the skid plate on. So the pan's down. Essentially it is 8 mils all the way around. Let me count them here once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 8 mils. And then you can get the pan to come down, and the pan actually comes out significantly easier than I thought it would. Let me put this drain plug back in here. So what you do is you drain it as long as you can, obviously, because you want as much of the oil to drip into the pan out of the motor, so it's not dripping on the ground. And then from there, you take the pan out, and now you leave this pan underneath the motor, and the motor can do what it does, and continue to drain. You're gonna need to take some sort of a razor blade or something and just kind of clean up some of the extra RTV. And then at that point, we will be RTVing the new pan to get it ready to go on. So like, fucking mosquitoes. Right now, I'm gonna go RTV the new pan and bring it down, and let the RTV sit a few minutes before we push it back up. I'm just trying to make sure as much of this dirty old oil drains out as physically possible before installing the new pan. I mean, you can see how much oil was just sitting in this pan. We'll just leave that sit there and let that kind of drain out as well. So the pan from today and the cover from yesterday, both of those are going to come out, get cleaned up, and get powder coated, and we'll just sell those or use them as displays. So the oil pan's installed. So you take the oil pan, we put RTV on it, and we let the RTV dry while I change the oil filter. Come back, realize that the oil pan, damn, I can't fit. The oil pan does not fit with the bracket in the way. So 18 mil impact, take out this one, this one, this one, loosen that one. 13 mil, take out these rear bolts here and loosen the front two. That'll drop all this down out of the way and you can get the pan up. So the pan's installed. Now, how long you wait before you put oil in it is up to you. The pan's been on for at least 15 minutes now, while I tightened all the bolts up and then put the suspension back on, or not, the braces back on. So I'm going to get out, I'm going to clean up all the tools, and then I'm going to start filling it with oil. And even then, I might still let it sit for another 20 minutes to a half hour before I start the engine. Now, usually they tell you to wait 24 hours. I don't know anyone that's ever waited 24 hours. But like you can see, it does fit. It does fit with space. It's an extra 2 quarts. I don't really know how much of a difference it's going to make. My personal understanding is that by increasing the volume of the oil, it will go a little bit longer between changes. And then the other thing is that when going up a hill or anything with extreme heat, it'll take just a little bit longer to heat soak, but we'll see. The highest difference between coolant and oil that I've seen in this engine was while towing, and that was 20 degrees.